Welcome back to Privy. Privy is a podcast about bathrooms, recorded. Well, I kind of snuck in here, but I am recording from a bathroom. Mine is currently being cleaned.
Yeah, he's been in there for a really long time.
Jeremy, I know. Why did you let him into the house?
He looked desperate.
Yes, I know, but do you hear him in there?
Yeah, it sounds like he's really going through it.
He's like talking to somebody.
He's talking himself up, dude.
But you had to let him use our bathroom?
Yo, I mean, you should have seen the look on his face.
We get a knock on the door. Can I use your bathroom?
He
You're
was
just
doing
like,
the
yes.
whole wiggle thing.
I mean, I guess I understand.
You know how when you're walking and the gas builds up and now it hurts and you're trying to walk and it hurts? That was the look that he had on his face.
Well, I saw it too, but we have to intervene, Jeremy. We have to intervene. He's been in there. What is Jeremy? Do you hear what he's talking about?
Hold on. Just get closer.
Yeah. Dude, he's like talking to like an audience, like he's doing a podcast or something.
Wait a minute.
We might take a break.
Mike, where's all of our equipment?
Applebee's, I'm sorry.
All the cords are leading into the bathroom.
Heinous things to us.
That motherfucker's doing a podcast.
Motherfucker, he's doing a podcast.
Doing a podcast in our bathroom.
Just second.
Hey, listen here. What are you doing in our bathroom?
Oh, Mike, it smells terrible.
Why do you have both of our microphones, one pointed towards your mouth and one pointed towards the toilet?
Oh, thank God, that's your mic.
Fuck.
You got to get the sounds.
Well, for what? What are you doing?
But this is a podcast. I'm
knew
making
it.
a podcast.
I knew it.
It looks like he's doing what we do, just shitting into a microphone all day.
That's not true. But hey, listen here. You stumbled into the wrong house to do your podcast because we are going to steal it now.
Okay, I feel like I'm stuck in here too.
Well, unfortunately, you're in our studio, in our bathroom, doing your podcast, and Jeremy has a gun.
Well, I don't want any trouble.
Oh, Jeremy, don't pee your pants. You're in a bathroom. You're in a bath. Use the toilet. Use the toilet.
I was going to stand in the tub, but he's on the toilet, Mike.
Use the toilet if you're going to pee.
I'll use the sink. You guys keep going.
Jeremy, now you're using... Oh, fuck. I'm in a room with two grown men using various parts of a bathroom. You just shit in your own sink, Jeremy.
I find if you switch that over to the shower, you can stomp it down just fine.
They start talking about whatever they want. They're looking for some steal and treasure to hunt. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast. They like to get crazy, talk a lot of trash. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast.
Welcome to Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Jeremy.
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much.
Doing all right?
I'm doing great.
Skibbity-ibdy.
Skibbity toilet.
We're
The
talking
Privycast.
We're talking about toilets today, Mike.
Bathrooms, Jeremy.
We're in a bathroom right
Now. Just like Hunter does in his podcast, the Privycast.
He talks about everything bathrooms,
Everything
the histories of bathrooms.
And you would think for a moment that that's not interesting, but oh, it is, as we will show you today.
He's got a good thing going on, too.
I agree, because it is a never-ending rabbit hole.
And he's so entertaining that he can do it by himself. He had me hooked on an episode that was just him.
Right, but he has guests on. They join him in his bathroom.
They're lucky.
They're lucky.
His guests are lucky because he carries the whole show by himself, that guy.
Such a great voice, such a great personality. We love you, Hunter. And can't wait to just steal your podcast and do whatever the hell we want with it.
Give it a swirly.
Oh, Jeremy, that's a bathroom joke about bullies. And bullies have in the past, so I've heard through media and consuming,
1980s media.
That's right. That bullies would take children or people that they didn't deem cool. They would take those individuals and then flush their heads into a toilet. That was then known as the swirly.
It just seems like in all those movies, they never showed a dirty toilet.
Yeah, I think it's like instant pink eye.
Yeah.
Right? I think a
that's good.
swirly, it's like you're literally giving somebody a disease.
It's biological warfare.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and those people should be castrated.
The ones who had been swirlied?
No, the ones who are giving swirlies.
You'll never carry on this disease.
You should be chemically castrated.
Your children will be swirlied if we don't do this.
But bathrooms, Jeremy, we all visit bathrooms multiple times a day, some more than others, from horrible, horrible, disfigured bodies.
Is it the disfigurement that makes him have to go more? Or?
IBS could be a
Considered a disfigurement?
I mean, the bowels are disfigured.
You have to look that up.
The molecules?
Maybe we'll ask a janitor
The
later.
bacteria. Yeah, maybe we call a cleaning service today.
Call him up. Have you ever been swirlied?
Jeremy, there is an instance in my life which one of the greatest inventions of mankind is the portable toilet. It solved a lot of problems, right? The invention of this portable toilet, a whole industry, multi-billion-dollar industry dealing with people's shit and piss.
Sure.
Right?
You got your honey buckets and they got all sorts of weird names.
So my favorite porta potty story that I have is I don't like using them in general. They're terrifying and horrible. And the only times I've successfully had to use one that was regularly being used was things at Renaissance fairs or at Warped Tour.
Concerts, festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the only times that in all honesty, I've never pooped in one. During those, I would pee and get out of there.
I've used them for 14 years.
Yeah. So, Jeremy, there was a point in my life where I was working for the company that I'm currently working for, but I was more on the service side. I was driving a tanker and having to,
You were in the war?
Yep. That's right. And
Sergeant Major.
And sometimes I'd have to go, and sometimes I would be in an area where there was just no bathrooms, and you don't want to break away because the more time you waste is less money that you make that day. And I had a child and a wife to feed at home, so I put my body and my mind through a lot of horrible things in order to make enough money to where we had a house and electricity and food and stuff.
Right.
So there was a breaking point. I had to go, and I was in a brand new neighborhood. So they were putting up houses, and you know what that means?
Porta-johns.
Porta-johns everywhere. And I found one, and I was like, it's come to this. Unfortunately, the day has come where I will have to poop in one of these porta-johns. And I've never have before.
But you'd be super lucky if there's even toilet paper in there.
That's what I'm saying, Jeremy. I've been inside enough of them just throughout my life to know that it's a monstrosity.
There could be shit all on the back of the wall. There's all sorts of things that could happen.
But Jesus was on my side this day, Jeremy.
Oh, was he?
Because I pulled up to this porta-john.
What, Jesus was still cleaning up the job site?
So I show up to this porta potty and I go inside, and I was not met with the familiar smell one experiences.
Shit and cigarettes?
Correct. And piss everywhere. Jeremy, what I found.
Oh, wait, hold on. The worst one, the worst smell, the worst one is when someone throws a bunch of toilet paper. If you've got one of the porta-johns that has the toilet and the urinal
Yeah.
in it,
And this was that, yes.
they'll throw like gum and paper in that part.
Oh,
so
tobacco
then-
dip.
Yeah. And so
dipping tobacco.
But then the piss, so now there's a dam. They've created a dam. And so that piss just sits there all day. It gets like orange and it just sits there and it's just this rotten piss smell.
What is it called when you create your own liquor out of...
This is the grossest episode
was it
we've ever done.
Jankum? Is that what it was?
That's the poop one.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Jeremy, let's not be so exclusive. It's there's Jankum in there.
Yeah.
But Jeremy, Jesus was on my side this day as I entered into this porta-john.
Yes. Come in, my son.
You know how porta-johns have a log of the last time that they've been serviced? There's a sticker on the door.
Yes.
And it tells you the cleaning times. Jeremy, this one had been dropped off an hour before I found it. Brand new. Never been touched. The toilet paper was still in the paper package.
You had to open the toilet paper? Wow.
Jeremy, I had to. The odds of this happening to me, Jeremy, I was given an untainted, untouched, never before used porta potty on a brand new job site.
Beautiful. Fuck you. First of all, fuck you. Because I have run into this situation very rarely over the years where you're like going down to the truck to get something, and on your way back, you see the guy cleaning out the porta-johns.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
he's
that's
driving
the next best thing.
He's driving away from it, and you're like, I didn't really have to, but now I'm going to.
Yeah.
And you walk in, and there's still
When in Rome.
There's still blue water on the walls from where he cleaned everything. It just smells like cleaner. In there, and you open up the toilet paper. You're the first person to touch it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm in the. It's the best when it's inside the building too, in the shade.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is the best. So fuck you for the first time you ever had to shit in a porta-john.
It was
To
brand
be
new.
brand new. I'm happy for you, but also fuck you.
Okay, yeah, the sticker, there's no curling on the sticker. The sticker was just recently
So not
placed.
only is it recently cleaned, it's also a brand new porta-john.
Okay. So I do my business, and I go, and I know that I've been gifted. God was on my side this day. He gave me something that I needed, and he knew that I would appreciate it. And Jeremy, what's the number one sign of a used porta potty?
Well, the first thing I would notice is the toilet paper being opened.
The graffiti, Jay. I'm getting to the graffiti.
Well,
the
would
hate.
The graffiti is there no matter if they clean it or not.
Jeremy, this was brand new. It had
That's
none.
what I'm saying.
It had
So
no graffiti.
Not only did you have a clean porta-john, you had a brand new manufactured porta-john.
Correct.
Those are two different things.
Yes, this was brand new. New.
Yeah. You might have been the first person to ever shit on this toilet.
Jeremy, I was the first person to ever shit on this toilet. Ever. It was birthed at the factory. It was prepped for use and dropped off on this job
You
site.
said there was graffiti in there.
And some roofer's not going to be able to use it for the first time now. because I drove by in my tanker and I used it.
You know how many times I've had to like rip off part of my sleeve of my shirt to wipe with in a porta-john? Because there's nothing, and like you walk up and it's piled up. You can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Inside. If you were to wipe too low, your back of your hand's touching something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Terrible situation where you rip off your sleeves, rip off part of your shirt to go back to work.
Yes. You're
I've had guys-
sacrificing your own clothing.
I thought this was disgusting. I had guys that used their socks that they were wearing.
Oh, God.
So they'd halfway through a workday go down there, realize
Somebody
there's
in
no toilet
World
paper.
War I would never even do that.
You can't wipe foot fungus all over your asshole. I don't think that's a good thing.
It's not ideal.
But now you have to finish the day without socks, you idiot.
Yeah.
Rip up your shirt.
Right, the blisters, the foot fungus. It's all part of the plan.
It took him a month to change out that porta-john
Oh my God!
on that job site. There was one porta-john, 20 guys.
Jesus Christ! A month.
Yep.
And so going into the graffiti, I found that the worst things that anyone could say to anybody on the planet take place inside of a porta potty.
Yeah,
the hate, the absolute hate, the worst of people come out.
Ain't no hate speech laws in a porta-john.
Who's got these Sharpies, Jeremy? Why are these people even carrying around Sharpies?
Construction workers have Sharpies and pencils.
They're so, Jeremy, they all need therapy. They all
do
need
they?
the horrible things. And it's not only that, people respond, right? It's like
it's the
first
original message board.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's pre-internet. We did this in caves. We did this throughout history.
By the
we've done
shitting
this.
tree.
Yeah, the shitting tree. You carve into it. You're like,
Thanks, Obama.
no, nib knob is gay. Whatever they did back in the day.
Yeah, you guys think that there's no more race wars? They're being fought inside of porta potties. It's horrible.
So the thing is some of the porta-johns, like, they'll have crazy racist stuff in there, and then the responses from said race. And then but it's a construction site, so you kind of take it all with a grain of salt. Like, they're all being funny in the porta-john. If you're sitting in a porta-john and it's 100 degrees outside, you're sweating your ass off in a porta-john, you're trying to wipe, but now you're just sweat. Your whole body's covered in sweat. If you were to look at something and saw something racist on that wall and took offense to it, and then pulled your pen out and went, this just can't stand. I have to react to this. There's something wrong with you. You're a mental patient. If you sit in a porta-john and you see that racist thing and go, and then write a funny racist thing back to that person, it's hilarious. And everyone gets what's going on in the porta-john.
It's a fascinating cultural gap.
You go in there and it'll be like, fuck it, it'll be in Spanish, so you're on your phone trying to translate it. And it's just like, all white guys are faggots, like maricon. Be like fucking maricon, gringo, maricon. And then be like, you smell like tortillas. You just write it underneath. And then you go in the next day and there's a message underneath it. That's like, fuck you, gringo. You're like, fuck you, fucking Juan. Just throw out a name.
Oh, yeah. So
what graffiti was in your bathroom? Do you remember?
there was none, Jeremy.
There was no graffiti in the
I'm
bathroom.
telling you right now, it was a
Gotcha.
brand new. We
Wow.
had talked about it. It's a brand new manufacture. No one had touched it.
Wow, you're a big
There was
piece
no
of shit.
graffiti. No one had carved anything in with a pocket knife, right? No Sharpie, no nothing.
Left their Sharpie on the job.
That water was so low and so blue.
Just so blue. I always picture something jumping out of it when I walk into a porta-john, like a gator. No, like a gator or a snake just popping its head up.
Oh, not just like a guy.
No,
Help me.
I've never really expected a human being to be in one. Actually, that's not true. I've used them in the middle of nowhere, like by truck stops in the middle of the night. Mm-hmm. It'll be one that hasn't been touched in forever.
Right.
You open it up, it's a disaster. You just got to pee.
Yeah.
And you do think, you're like, there could be a body in it.
Oh, yeah.
Just a head floating in this fucking toilet.
Right. Let
Yeah.
them clean it up.
Well, what would you do?
If I saw it,
If you saw the head, you went to pee, you saw the head, you're in the middle of nowhere.
I'd give it a tip.
Just tip it over.
No. Give it a tip, like a dollar bill.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I had this job when I was in Michigan. I worked for the city, and pretty much all I did was like mow and edge lawns of abandoned houses to keep the city looking nice.
Uh-huh.
Clean up the park that no one went to, and the bathrooms.
The park bathrooms.
The park bathrooms.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is more of a building. They have plumbing,
No, it's so it sits up and it's by this fish ladder. So the water is all rushing. It's like there's a waterfall in the town. The main road to get into the town, there's a waterfall.
that leads to toilets in the
And
park.
there's a park by the waterfall, and then there's bathrooms. And so you shit into it and it goes down into the plumbing into the river.
Oh.
And it goes off, right?
It's horrible.
So they told me one day, Jeremy, that's enough mowing. We need you to go clean these bathrooms. I'm like, all right, I've cleaned bathrooms before, whatever. I opened up the stall and there was shit all over the walls, all over the back of the toilet, above the back of the toilet. Like someone took shit and played with it.
Oh my
and
God.
Threw it around. It was literally everywhere. And I closed the bathroom door and I never went back to work. I left that city and I left Michigan.
I left the state.
I left Michigan.
You left the state.
I was done. What fucking backwards place am I living in?
Oh my God. You saw a bathroom you had to clean and left the state.
I mean, there's more to why I left, but that was the I was like, there goes my job. There's one reason to not be here anymore.
It's the straw that broke the
And then it
camel's
just,
back.
everything else was like, fuck this place. I gotta leave this place.
Oh God. All right, and then we bring this up on the interview. If you guys haven't figured it out, we have our Patreon incorporates the interviews that we do with the shows that we steal. And Hunters was very fun.
Yeah, talking to Hunter was cool.
And one of the things that we went into during the Patreon episode was, NASCAR bathrooms. I've only been to one NASCAR event.
Yeah.
And the bathrooms there at this racetrack was a trough.
Yes.
A long, it covered the length of the wall. It was a single trough.
And it was metal, correct?
Metal. Yes. The tin even.
Yeah.
It's like a tin trough or galvanized steel, something like that effect. And it was this rectangular trough filled with ice. and people just walk up, find a place at the trough, find a place at the pissing trough, and then do your business in there's a bunch of ice. It's just a trough of ice. And you just piss onto the ice.
That's the worst, dude, because you walk in and it's made of metal, so it's sweating.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's cold because of all the ice in it.
Yeah.
So there's just condensation built up all along the trough. And then everyone's peeing and there's just this steam rising up.
And you're getting covered in your piss. The guy next to you, because it's hitting the ice, which is a jagged surface, and it's spilling the backwash. It's spilling the back splatter all over the place. And you're peeing in one spot because you want to see the ice melt, right? You want to dig a hole, build a burrow.
You're trying to block out all the dicks in your peripheral.
Yeah, right. And because when I did this, Jeremy, I was 12, maybe. So I was very
tall enough,
very close.
Yeah,
to the height. These dicks were not only in my peripheral; they were very close to my head. Yes, and it barely came up to the point where I could stand on my tippy toes and get my own junk in there. So I almost had to hang it over to pee in it, to pee inside of it. Right,
I had to rest on the metal.
I mean, just imagine like anybody who's smaller than that. You either have your dad hold you up while you're in the air to pee into the trough, or you're trying to do an arc. Right, you're peeing up and hoping it goes up and in. Right.
And then you start freaking out at the end.
Yeah, at the end when the arc slowly starts to go down,
closer.
You're like,
and then you just pee on the floor.
Yep, and like everybody else.
Yep.
Public bathrooms are the worst, Jeremy.
My stepdad ran a staffing agency, so they would get hired to do events like NASCAR, and so we went to a NASCAR. It was a Pepsi 500 or something in Daytona. And riding around in the golf cart with my dad. And he's like, yeah, so the worst part about this, one of the big things they hire us for is that the people in the top of the bleachers of the race
are just shitting all over.
They're so wasted and stuff, and they can't make their way down to the bathroom. They'll relieve themselves through the bleachers. So it drops down underneath the bleachers.
So all the high school kids making out get rained with piss.
Yes, at the Daytona arena, all the high schoolers are hanging out, smooching.
Arena?
Racetrack. They do different stuff.
The racing coliseum.
Yes, the racing coliseum. So they would relieve themselves, and they hire hourly wage, pay by day workers to go shovel it all up.
Shovel the urine.
Some people are disgusting. No, it's not just that. Yes. Yep. Big old buckets. It's the most disgusting episode we've ever done.
Oh, God. So I have this thing where, I have a daughter. And
I have this thing. It's called a daughter.
Yeah. I have this beautiful thing that I love, and it's a daughter that I made. And when I take her to like Walmart and stuff, you know how kids are. As soon as you get there.
They want candy.
No, she has to pee. Right?
She didn't pee before she left?
That's what I'm saying. She'll pee before she leaves, and then she's got to pee while we're there. There's nothing I can do about it.
Maybe she's just excited to see the
Jeremy,
bathroom.
I prep her as much as I can because I don't want her using public bathrooms because I know, and envision this with me as I describe it vividly. You know when you go to Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum?
All the time.
And you see the giant chair that they have. It's like, this is the chair that would
Robert
be Robert Wadlow, right? The biggest man in the world. So you see this giant chair. And if you wanted, Jeremy, if you as a full-grown human being wanted to go up and sit in this chair, there's a lot of touching and grabbing and climbing you have to do to get into this chair, right?
Yes.
That's what it is for children in public bathrooms, especially female children, because she's got to sit. She's got to sit on the fucking toilet.
On this mega toilet.
She's got to sit on a full-grown adult-sized toilet. And she's this tiny little girl, and which means that there's a lot of intimate moments that she's going to have with this toilet in order to get her body up on top of it. And I know we talked with Hunter during the Patreon episode, and he used to clean bathrooms as a job, and he definitively said that women's bathrooms were some of the grossest ones that he had to clean because like she's old enough she can go to the bathroom by herself.
Yes.
I don't have to bring her into the men's bathroom to go to the bathroom, and I don't want her touching that toilet either. with her hands and body.
Sure. It's got cum all over.
So she goes into the women's bathroom, and in my brain, I'm like, she's touching half of these toilets with her face, and like
Dad taught me to climb with my head.
and so she goes to use the bathroom, and I hate it. I hate that she has to do this, and then
you're standing outside,
dude,
just hoping it's all going
she's
well.
a kid. She comes back out. I'm like, did you wash your hands? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, let me smell your hands.
God damn it.
And so she looks at me and she goes, I think I might have forgotten something in the bathroom. And I'm like, oh! And then in my brain, I'm like, she was going to go throughout the store with those hands.
Touching fucking
everything.
Toaster strudels.
Daddy, I want these Kellogg's cereal. No, you have cereal at home. Daddy, I want these Oreos. She's holding all of it.
Yeah.
Oh God, the food that I have
free cookie.
She's touching everything, and she was about to go do that with those hands. Oh God, Jeremy, I know what women in women's bathrooms do. Jeremy, they don't sit on the toilets. Adult women, when they go to use a public bathroom, they don't
hover.
sit. They hover and they spray on the toilets like a feral cat, Jeremy. That's what adult women do in these bathrooms. And my daughter's climbing onto these toilets.
Actually, if you walk by and you listen closely, you hear the it's always doing this. It sounds a little something like this. No, it's pretty horrifying to imagine they have to climb up like that. When she
There's
was
no children
when
in
she
toilets.
when she was real little, you took her into the men's restroom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you'd like clean the seat, make sure everything's good.
I
and
had
then she'd
wipes. You know, I
help
would
her up.
clean and help her. Yes, when she was absolutely too small, like when she was like 3. You know.
But it's not like a boy. You can't hold him up like at the trough. You can't like hold her above the toilet while she pees.
Nope.
You just place her.
Yep.
That's so funny because women freak out when you leave the toilet seat open because now it's a slightly bigger hole and they'll fall into the toilet. So that's got to be the reality for all little girls' public restrooms.
I hope to God that women who do the hover thing are putting the toilet seat up like a man. And if I swear to God,
why wouldn't they?
Jeremy, I don't know.
because they don't want to touch the thing to lift it up.
They don't want to touch anything.
Huh.
Right? All they want to do is mark their territory with their own urine.
Maybe we need
bail.
maybe we need to talk to a woman about this.
Jeremy, why do British people call it the loo?
It's named after King Louis the Second.
But that would be LOU though. Mm-hmm. So they call it loo LOO.
English changes over time.
Wait, let me find out.
So is skip to the loo, my darling? Are they skipping to the bathroom?
To the bathroom, yes.
Is that what it is?
The British term for the toilet, loo, derives from the French phrase "gardes l'eau," L-E-A-U, meaning watch out for the water. In medieval Europe, people would throw the contents of their chamber pots out of the window onto the streets, leading to the association with water. So loo is derived basically by saying 4 in golf.
Loo!
Look out for the shit!
I'm pouring me shit on your face!
I'm pouring it out onto the street. Hope nobody's down there.
Skedaddle away! You shall.
Oh, that's what skip to my loo is, like skipping away as someone is yelling loo outside.
That's what I thought it was. I did look it up. It's about switching partners. So I think it's when you switch chamber pots with your partner and then throw it out.
Oh, okay. So it's like a fun
I'll
game.
Throw yours out if you throw out mine. You know?
This is the best first date ever.
Just clowning around.
Just clowning around. That is one of our most underrated episodes right now.
I like that episode. I re-listened to it recently.
It's so good.
I was showing my brother. He was cracking up.
The ABC D-Bags?
Yeah.
Dude,
He
that was
laughed at
such
the
a
name.
good episode.
He thought ABC D-Bags was a great name for a show.
Yeah, they had a
Told him
great
that.
name for a show.
Yeah, rest in peace.
R.I.P.?
Did they ever do those 3 letters?
Let one rip, like in a bathroom.
What do you think about that? I hate when I'm in a public bathroom and I sit down and then I'm like, just kind of chilling,
Looking
finishing
through
up,
the gap in the stalls,
checking for spiders.
wondering why everyone can see you, even though there's supposed to be a great partition.
It's like you're in one of those bathrooms with all the really tiny square tiles, and so you like kind of blur your eyes, like you cross your eyes a little bit, and then the grid goes up like 2 inches. So you got this like invisible grid on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah,
when you were
it's
a kid?
the magic eye.
Yeah, you do the magic eye while you're
Yeah.
on the I did that. I have a specific memory of doing that in elementary school.
Oh, really?
And it was my magic power. I was like,
my magic power.
I'm a mutant. I have powers. I was separating the lines from the floor.
Yeah. Hey everybody, Future Michael here. Just want to tell you a little bit about our band of the week. It's Lucid Karma, a very good metal band with their song Betrayal, which plays at the end of the episode, and it's a banger. Make sure you tune in for that. It's good stuff. Thank you guys. And also, I should be saying this more often, our theme song, written and performed by the one and only William Lanham. You can go check out his stuff on YouTube, William Lanham Music. And we're brought to you by Dungeon Studios, makers of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons modules, as well as wonderful podcasts such as The Game, Nerd News, and Fables from the Forgotten, which is an audio drama. If you like those, then you should listen to that. Or if you're into getting your spicy nerd news, go listen to Nerd News. And if you're all into tabletop role-playing games, then The Game is for you. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Okay, no questions. Good. Well, that's pretty much it. I love you. Goodbye.
I forgot where I was going with that.
Just sitting in the bathroom in a stall,
Yep.
and then Beetlejuice shows up.
That's exactly where I was. No, you're sitting there doing your business, and then somebody walks in, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I thought I had this whole public bathroom to
Right,
myself.
and so now you're holding all of the sounds and things that your body would make.
Well, it's not even that. Like you're
Waiting for them to go to the sink or the hand dryer
Well, it's like you're.
before you drop a deuce.
It's like you're almost done. Like you've been in there. This has been your bathroom,
Yeah.
and make it a good one too. It's been just cleaned,
Oh, yeah.
and you're in there, and you're like, oh, it's just me. This is great. And then someone walks in. Not only do they choose the stall right next to you, when there's another stall that they could go to, they go right next to you. So now you see their feet, and they drop trowel, and then you're like, all right, I guess I'll start finishing up and getting out of here. And it's just, it's just the worst shit you've ever heard.
Oh, I forgot my coat.
Yeah.
Oh!
And then the whole ambiance of the bathroom has changed.
Uh-huh.
There's a whole new profile.
Do you partake in the not the royalty, the royalty flush? The courtesy
I
flush.
do, yes.
So the courtesy flush is as soon as that shit hits the toilet, you flush it.
Yeah.
So as not to make people upset with your smells. So you do that.
Yes.
Do.
I do.
I also think it's funny that there are things that happen exclusively in bathrooms, like trying to summon Bloody Mary.
That was a big thing.
Yes. Do you remember doing that?
I do.
Yeah, but you had to do it in a bathroom. It had to be
You
a
have to look at
bathroom mirror.
Well, because you have to
Why
look
is
at
Bloody Mary hanging out in bathrooms?
and trying to contact children.
Hey. If you say my name in the dark, I'll come play with you.
No, not that mirror, silly. You know, the one with all your parents' pills in it.
That's your mom's cocaine mirror.
Put that down.
Oh, I've been in charge of cleaning a public bathroom at one of my jobs.
Oh,
Only
okay.
one.
Storage unit?
Yes, when I was working at the storage place, we had a bathroom in the main sales office, right, where I had to conspire to convince you that our boxes were the best boxes that anyone's ever seen, and then charge you 3 times as much as you would pay at Home Depot.
Did you ever do Storage Wars stuff over there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you guys take out the good stuff before it was sold?
Well, we've talked about it, and I definitely had some pickings a couple of times.
Yeah, so
but
it's
not,
all a scam.
Not all the time.
So buying a random thing is a scam.
No. There are times, because the thing is, anybody could pay last minute, right? Anybody could pay last minute and get their stuff, and at that point you've stolen, right? The only storage units that I ever went into are people that I had contacted directly that said, "Listen, I don't want any of this stuff. Sell it if you have to. I'm not coming to get it. I'm not paying you any money. At that point, to me, that was free stuff. At that
It's
point,
all trash at that point.
Yeah, to them, it's trash. The people who own it have given it away, and our company is going to sell it because that's our protocol. But for me, it's free stuff. Yeah. But anyway, Jeremy, the bathroom there at the front office.
Yes.
There was one day a man came in, a very elderly man, and he walked in. He says, "I'm interested in getting a storage unit. My wife is passed, and now I have to excuse me for one moment." And he started scooting to the bathroom, and so he makes it over there and closes the door. And then I was like, that was weird. Something fell out of his pocket or something.
Oh no.
And so it fell out of the leg of his pants. And so I look at the ground and I'm like, well, I walk around the counter, I walk over and I was like, what is that's shit.
That's human
Oh my
shit.
God, the man shit on the floor.
It's human shit on the floor.
And so I'm like, at that point I'm standing there and I'm maybe 7 feet from the office or 7 feet from the bathroom. And I can already hear what anybody's doing in that bathroom from the chair behind the counter. Now I'm closer and now I hear the horrors, the apocalypse starting inside of the bathroom.
Oh, I slipped and crashed.
And you want to know what happens, Jeremy? I walk back. I'm sitting there. I'm like, God, this man's blowing up our bathroom. He just shit on my floor. At least, hopefully, the rest of it made it into the bathroom, Jeremy. Oh, and it did. It did. And the man walked out. I can hear everything, like I said. No toilet flush. No washing of the hands. The old man leaves the bathroom.
So anyways, I need a storage unit.
You know what he says? He says, "Goddamn medication." So at this point, he knows that I know.
It's the pharmaceutical companies, I'm telling
I've
you.
already cleaned the shit on the floor. He was in there a while, so I've already cleaned the human shit that was in my lobby, and had to mentally deal with that.
So you're different than me, Mike. I would have walked away. I would have left my post.
Yeah.
I would have been out of that door. Already walking down the street.
So, Jeremy, what happened after that was he says, well, you know what? We'll try this another day. And then he leaves. And I waited an hour, 2 hours. I was like, until the point that I was like, I probably need to really deal with this because I don't want somebody going in there. I open up the door, and this man, and 20 years worth of shit, I think, was in that toilet. It was so high. It was the fullest I've ever seen a toilet.
And
Jeremy.
it didn't flush.
No, of course not. And he didn't even try. You know what? I think what happened was he's like, it's not worth it. There's no point. There's no way that's going down, right? And he was right, Jeremy.
No.
He was right
This
because
is disgusting.
of course, the first thing I do is try and flush the toilet, and then you know when the toilet's flushed or when the toilet's clogged.
Mike, you closed the toilet seat and flushed it.
Of course, I closed the toilet
Okay,
seat.
thank God.
But you know the sound that a toilet makes when it's not flushing. You hear the sound of water rushing into the bowl, and then not the sound of that.
Yeah,
Like that sound is not happening because there's nothing going down the
nothing
toilet.
going down.
It's just water filling a shit soup.
coming out the top.
Yep. And then you pray. And
And
you
then it
wait
doesn't
and
break
pray.
the seal.
Yep. So you're waiting and praying that the water coming from the back of the toilet does not overfill the toilet bowl, and then you see the rush of water onto the floor, the brown, horrible water. I was so thankful that did not happen this day.
Oh, thank God.
I did have to go get the plunger and put it into the soup, though. That
Fuck, Mike, this is disgusting.
Okay, we're done.
This is disgusting.
It was horrible, and it was traumatic, and we're moving on now.
Oh, God.
Horrible.
I mean, I can't even feel bad for the old guy anymore because he didn't even try. Yeah.
He was a shit. I hated him.
He did it on purpose.
He shit in my He shit in my lobby.
He's never been married. He just had to shit.
You know what? I'll talk to you later, I guess.
I'll come back when my next wife dies. Bye. Goodbye.
He did come in 2 days later.
He did.
He came back.
When you were there.
I was there.
And did you acknowledge? Did you tell him of his folly?
I did not.
You didn't.
I didn't.
Wow.
Instead, he rented a storage unit and didn't have to use my bathroom this time. I'll never forget his face. He's dead now.
Did he apologize again?
No.
When he came in? It
no.
was just never talked
He
about.
pretended like it never happened and that
Wow.
he didn't put me through what I would call is a psychological shit show.
I would have told, hey, you're the guy who shit all over the toilet and I had to clean it up.
You're the one who shit everywhere from here to there.
Yeah. Hey, remember me? I'm the guy who cleaned your shit off everywhere. You ready for a storage unit? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Did he put his wife's stuff in there?
He did. And then he died.
What happened to all of his wife's stuff?
I went through his storage unit.
I threw it all away.
I heard that he died, and I was like, this is mine now. I'm just kidding.
That was weird. There was some paintings and a coffin.
I did have to save dogs one time.
Oh, yeah?
Someone did come in and put their dogs in a storage unit.
Weird. With food?
Yeah.
Food and water?
No water.
Oh.
Wait, no food either. No, I was very mad
Okay.
because I followed him to his storage unit when I found out there was dogs barking inside. I was like frantically calling this guy. I was like, listen, if you do not come here to get your dogs right now, the police will be on their way so fast, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you get your dogs out of the storage unit. This is not where dogs go.
The sad thing about that is the cops might just think if the door opens and the dog goes and starts walking towards them, they're like, threat.
The dog was whining, not barking.
It was what?
He was very sad, and he wanted to help anybody.
Puppies.
So he was not angry. He was devastated.
It was just a dog?
Yeah, it was a dog. It was one dog.
And you just found out because it was white. Wait, were you just patrolling the...
Yeah, I have to walk around and check locks and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And that dog did go to the bathroom in the storage unit.
It used the storage unit as a bathroom.
As a bathroom.
Which
yes.
I'm sure is not the first time a storage unit's been used as a bathroom.
Actually, in the 6 years that I worked there, it's the only time I've ever had to clean human shit on that property was inside the lobby.
You guys have a bathroom. Wasn't there a bathroom somewhere else?
Everybody else used jars and buckets and then disposed of it when they, out of shame, right?
Did you ever catch anyone living in there?
Yes.
Yeah? Did you have to kick him out?
Within 10 minutes of him renting the storage
You
unit.
could tell he was setting it up
Yeah.
for that.
And then he, later on, that's when I was doing my checks, and the door was a little bit open. I opened it up, and he was passed out on the ground, having chugged 2 tall boys, and he had a mouth full of dip that was the whole mouth,
Nice.
the whole can
Took the half the can. Yeah, the whole can.
in his mouth. And I was like, hey, you can't be in here. And then I escorted him out, and I was like, no, you can't be here. And then I found out that man showed up in the news the next day because he went to the local park after that and tried to attack a human woman.
Oh, which you could have prevented.
By letting him
You
sleep.
could have prevented just by leaving him alone.
He didn't do it, though.
You
She was running, and she was faster than him.
So you walk by, you see it open a little bit, you look in, you go, oh, that's a man. And then you slowly close it back to where it was, and you go, I guess the morning shift will deal with it.
I was the morning shift, Jeremy.
Oh, no. So it was your problem all day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the next day and the day after that, I was one guy running the whole place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that blows.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you kind of wanted to let him sleep, but you're also like, it's against the rules.
I was like, you can't do this.
Yeah, but because it's against the rules.
Oh, of course.
There's a part of you that's like, whatever. He's just sleeping. At least he's not attacking people in the park.
Almost.
Well-
She was faster.
Was she jogging?
Yes.
She was already
And
running.
he tried to pop out of a bush to intercept her. And he's just like
Surprise.
drunk and full of dip.
Can I stay at your place?
Hey, how's it going? And then she's like, ew, gross, no. she just jogs normally and he just falls.
Ah.
But yeah, he got arrested the next day
Good. God bless.
for trying to abduct a woman.
I'll take you back to my place. It's bright orange.
No bathroom.
I wouldn't go in there. There's an old man in there earlier.
Jeremy, did you ever do coke in a bathroom? I've heard that's a coke place.
Yes, Michael. There's a place where people do drugs.
I mean, you don't do it on the toilet seat, do you?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
You take the bag into the bathroom.
Oh, and you use your little spoon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whatever device you got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's devices.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people are way into it and they have it'll be like a vial. And then when you unscrew it, it'll look like a locket. Mm-hmm. And then you unscrew it and it's like a little spoon.
Oh.
So you can dip the spoon in.
This is my cocaine locket.
Some people just take a straw and cut it at an angle, so it's got a scoopy end. Or you can take a little straw and just separate yourself in the bag and take a little hit in the bag. But yeah, I don't do that.
The same public storage bathroom, there was a metal shelf, stainless steel metal shelf.
Yeah, that's not good.
Right below the mirror, above the sink.
Yeah, it's not good.
And a gentleman went in there one time, and he came back, and he was very excited about leaving that bathroom. And later on, I went over there, and there was a white residue?
Yeah.
And all of the scratch marks on the steel
Yes.
of someone using something like a card to produce cocaine lines on the stainless steel. And I was like, that man did cocaine.
So what you do is you put it there and then you put the card over it and then you like roll a lighter or something over the card. So it smushes it into a pile. And then you wipe it off the card and that's what they do. But I've never done it off a surf. When I did do drugs, I don't do drugs.
Right.
When I did do drugs back in the past.
We talk about it now because it's funny.
Yeah, it wasn't funny then. It's funny now.
Correct.
But it was just you went into the bathroom because it was away from everybody.
Right.
That's the
it's
only
a private
reason.
place.
Yeah, it's a private place.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's where men go to be vulnerable.
Yep.
You don't feel the same way?
No.
When you go to the bathroom, you're like, I'm terribly vulnerable right now.
No.
You've never felt that?
If it was in a really bad
If
place.
I were attacked right now, it would be a horrible
If it was in a
predicament.
shitty place where people had been threatening me outside, then yeah, I guess.
Oh. I don't know. Your butthole's hanging over some water. There's a breeze. Like, it's like a very vulnerable position to be in is when you're pooping in a bathroom
I just feel like it's a mission.
as a man. It's a
I
mission.
just feel like you're doing what you got to do and get out of there. Not really hanging out, assessing danger. I just kind of did my thing and then I'm leaving.
Oh, okay.
I will walk in. I got my little pen and I'll walk into a bathroom like at an airport or
Because
something.
you have to start fighting. Your pants are down. It's very hard to. I
You
mean,
just take them off.
at that point, it's fight or flight takes over.
Fighting naked. You walk in, hit your pen, and then walk out. You just walk into a bathroom. People are peeing, and you go, and then you walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bathrooms can be okay places.
That was very rough for me when I had to fly to Utah, as a nicotine addict,
Yeah.
Because no one's like, there's no smoking sections except for like very specific areas, right? And I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I just use the vape thing. And you just can't walk around the airport. I'm sure you could, but
can.
you'd probably get some dirty looks.
It depends. Are you being obnoxious or no? If you like hit this big, huge cloud and blow it into a fucking crowd of people.
I just said cotton.
Yeah, you just don't give a shit. You're bloated all over the place.
Right.
People are gonna notice that. Like, I'll just walk and hit it, hold it for a second, and
Oh, and then all of the water vapor kind of stays.
blow it into your shirt.
And it's just clear at that point.
You just blow it into your shirt. There's
Yeah.
smoke coming off you, whatever, for a second.
You pretend like you got to sneeze.
But honestly, in that situation with traveling, just take your pen, walk into the bathroom, hit it a couple times, do your little circle. A lot of those are set up where the sinks are in the middle and you can go around. There's stalls on either side and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just walk in, do a circle, hit your pen a couple times, go use the stall and just hit it in the stall. Just don't blow obnoxious clouds all over the place. Yeah.
The vape zone.
Don't smoke it on the plane though.
No.
No, don't do that.
There's an air marshal on there.
Sometimes.
Always.
I don't think so.
You don't think so anymore?
No.
You think that they got
On
rid
every
of...
flight, there's no.
That's so many.
Yeah.
So many air marshals.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
They just want you to believe it so that way they can save on paying them.
All the airfare they're losing. I don't know.
There's no way Spirit has any air marshals.
I just don't picture, unless there's someone important on board. Maybe it's worked out that way. I don't know.
Hunter at the Privy Podcast did do an episode from an airplane bathroom, which I thought was very fascinating.
Probably something he doesn't want the airports to know that he's doing, but
So I'm doing a podcast. I'm going to see if I get sucked down.
what if he did? His wife was on the outside of the door. What if he did get sucked through?
Oh, yeah. He didn't think about it. If it goes wrong, it goes south.
What if he
Literally, south through the plane, gets sucked through. He gets liquefied. Oh, God. There'd be way more warnings on those bathrooms.
Yeah.
The lavatories. Why are they called lavatories, Jeremy?
I don't rightly know, sir.
Why is it like a one letter off from laboratory?
Or Labradors.
Or Labradors. Lavrators. Lavrator retrievers.
Have you ever had to use nature as your bathroom?
Peeing, yes.
No. That one's easy. No, I I was in a situation where I had an emergency in the wild. I was on a hike by myself.
In nature.
I went on a hike by myself.
You went on an alone hike?
Yeah. I was just like, I had nothing to do, no money. I had enough money for some beer. And actually, no, it was whiskey. I brought whiskey with me in a backpack and some weed. And I went on a hike middle of the day in Florida. It was hot. And so I was just walking around, enjoying being by myself, listening to podcasts and stuff.
Jimmy
And,
World.
Yeah, I was just listening to over and over on repeat. It was swing, swing, swing from the tangles out.
That's All American Rejects.
Same thing.
No, not even close.
Same band.
Nope.
Might as well be.
Incorrect.
Put MXPX in there too.
It just takes some time. Little girl, you're in the middle of the hike.
I was going and I was like, oh no, gurgle, gurgle. This has to happen right now. I have to shit right now. And I'm like, do I get off the beaten path? You're not supposed to do that.
Some people call that the gurgle plops.
Yeah, you're not supposed to walk off the path because there's danger. Especially here in Florida.
All of them are on the ground, too,
It's a danger.
where you have to poop.
Yes. Very vulnerable. You want to talk about vulnerable, leaning against a tree where there's black bears, snakes, and spiders.
Gators.
And yes.
Bobcats.
I don't think they hunt during the day, but
I've seen a bobcat out
Have
during
you?
the day. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
was he rabid?
No. No, he was very terrified that a car was driving towards him.
What are you? So it hit me and I had to do the emergency thing. So Mike, what are you supposed to do when you have to relieve yourself in the woods in that manner?
Oh, like the process.
Yeah, I think you're
you
supposed
dig a
to-
hole and hide it.
You're supposed
Hide
to
the shame.
dig a hole, bury it, and take whatever you used to wipe it, put it in a bag and throw it away somewhere else. That's what you're supposed to do on a hike. I didn't do any of the things that you're supposed to do.
You just shit and left it.
I also
You were the old man in the storage beer.
I also didn't go off the beaten path. What I did was, so throughout this hike, there are like these little stands with plaques on them that tell you like what nature you're looking at is. Like this plant you're looking at is called this, and here's its genealogy.
It's nature's toilet paper.
It just tells you everything, right?
Yeah.
And so I find one of those and I'm reading plaques.
You found the paper plaque. You like pulled it out from behind the
No.
the cellophane sleeve
No.
or whatever.
No, what I'm doing is like I come across a few of them on my way in emergency to get out of the hike because there's a bathroom at the beginning, so I'm trying to make my way back to there, and I'm passing these
But you're
plaques,
too far gone.
and I'm like, I'm gonna have to shit in the woods. This is gonna happen. There's
Yeah.
nothing I can do. But so once I accepted that, I went, what do I use as toilet paper? I don't know what any of these leaves are, and I don't want to wipe myself with the wrong thing.
Yeah, right.
So I found a plaque that was like, these leaves have been used in cooking and all this stuff, and they're big, fat, like fuzzy leaves.
yeah.
And I was like, well, if you can eat it, I'm pretty sure you can wipe with it. And I leaned against the stand with the plaque on it. Because I can't do the squat, right? So I was like leaning up on it and holding it. And it all came out. It was like, blah, 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 blah. It came out everywhere. And I was just ripping these leaves off. And Mike, I start hearing
Children.
people talking and coming down the path. And I'm like, oh no. And I'm like fucking half squatted and I'm like wiping with these leaves. And like, they're big enough so it was good. But because they're leaves, it's like you can fold them and use them again.
Right.
So I've just
the integrity has been compromised.
just ripping all these leaves around me. So the other interesting thing about this plant is the berries that come off of the plant. You can eat them in the wild, right? So people on the path.
So you're wiping your ass, you're eating the berries.
No, it's just a place where people will stop and be like, "Oh, you can eat these," and they'll eat the berries on the hike. So I'm like leaning there, and I get my pants up, and the noise of them they're getting closer. They're coming up on me around a bend, and I'm like, what do I do? And I start piling the toilet paper leaves on top of my mess to cover it up. So it's just this pile of leaves from the tree covering a lump of something. Right next to the stand. So when the family comes by and they read the plaque,
They're smelling your shit.
It's right there. And I heard them coming. I covered it up, dude. And I swear I saw like the colors of their shirts. They were coming around the bend, and I started power walking away from the spot.
Jeremy. What a wonderful story.
Nature was my bathroom.
Yeah. As it has been for humans for thousands of years.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to bury it.
Up until modern technology. You know, I do own a bidet. I religiously use...
You have the most violating, uncomfortable bidet ever installed.
You used it.
It's the grossest system.
Jeremy is great.
It's not. It's
cleans.
cold water.
Yes.
It's cold water to that.
Blasting its way inside
and
of
you. Can't even change the pace of the water.
Yes, you can. There's a dial.
But it's all by feel.
Jeremy, it is. You have to barely click it on
because no, it's not a click, Mike.
It will power wash the house.
No, it's
Jeremy.
it's like a spigot. The more you turn the wheel, but it's not like click click. Like here's the setting.
Nope.
You have to understand how open the valve is.
Yes, correct.
It's not a good system.
So I would imagine when you used it, you just did a halfway turn or
no,
something?
I slowly did it, but I was like, that's cold water. This is violating. It's gross.
Yeah. Well, it's very clean.
Yeah, but it's gross.
Very
it's
clean.
Disgusting.
It's not disgusting. Once you get used to it, Jeremy, you just can't go back to just regular toilet paper.
You can't put a bidet like that in a bathroom that's shared by multiple people.
It's not. It's my bathroom.
No, it's shared. When guests come over.
I have another bathroom.
Yeah, but you don't let them use that bathroom.
Yeah, I don't.
No, because it's disgusting.
It's not. It's actually not.
It's where the cat litter boxes. No,
That's
they have
true.
to smell cat shit while they take a
Well,
shit.
I use Pretty Litter. It does a great job at keeping the smells in. We are not sponsored.
But there's no top on it.
You don't have to put a top on it.
Sitting there staring at cat shit while you're taking a shit. There's not good times.
What? So the cat doesn't get to use the bathroom either?
It's an outside cat.
It's an inside cat / outside cat. He shits both inside and outside, Jeremy.
Take away his inside option. He'll only shit outside.
Well, then that makes my responsibility to take him outside to shit.
Yeah, you win, Mike. Shit
you.
all over the guest bathroom. It's great.
Where else am I going to put it?
I don't know.
You're right. I should put it in the living room.
There is no. You really don't have any other place.
Nope.
To be honest, that is your best option.
But anyway,
I'd close it off though and put a cat door on that door.
we have been Michael and Jeremy.
With some
Steal Your
tape.
Podcast.
You should tape off the bathroom with caution tape and install a cat door.
Ah, yes.
And it's just a room for the cat.
And every week we steal someone's podcast. Thank you, Hunter, for, I guess, I don't know. I think he might be hanging outside the bathroom as we've been doing this podcast inside the bathroom the whole time.
I've seen a shadow going back and forth under the crack.
Oh,
of the
yeah, I
door.
have also heard a little bit of crying. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. We've been Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast, where you can find us on all the social media. MajizzyPod, MJSYPOD. Talk to us. Send us an email at UHJYEAH, UHJYEAH, at majizzypod.com. UHJAH! And you can send us your music to play. If you have a band and you want us to just show somebody what you're made of, send us an email. At that email, you can even go to our website, majizzypod.com, and there's instructions there on how to either submit your podcast to be stolen or music that you have that you want us to promote. And you know what? We have a phone number that you can call.
903-287-0660.
That's you did it, Jeremy. High five.
I know the number.
Now you do.
I've always known it.
Really?
Have you always known the number?
I knew it after you did, and then you gave up on it.
Hey, what do you think about us doing one live stream episode a month?
Yes, tell us what you think on those socials. Do you want to hear us live?
We'll do a live episode once a month, and it'll be posted on a Monday. We'll do it live when we record, and that'll be the episode we post on that Monday.
Yeah, I won't even have to edit it because it'll just be a live.
It'll just be a live stream. People can call in.
If that's what you want, let us know. If not, fuck you. I love you.
We'll
Thank you
do
for
whatever we
listening.
want.
Thank you for listening and contributing. We sell merchandise. I haven't brought this up in a while. I
Stickers
probably
and
should.
magnets.
Stickers and magnets at the Majizzy shop. MJSYPOD.
The QR code takes you to one page. Don't worry about that. Do the skip button.
Yeah, it's just an advertisement.
Get rid of the advertisement.
QR codes are expensive.
It'll take you right to our website after a click.
Advertisement. Just ignore it. Just say skip advertisement. It'll take you to our website. We have and bands. Again, we have a playlist where we feature all the bands of every episode. We have featured your music. It's Majizzy Playlist, MJSY space playlist on Spotify. We also have additional episodes. You can hear our interview with Hunter of the Privycast Podcast, and that'll be on our Patreon, patreon.com/MajizzyPod, or our second channel on Spotify, Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast Supreme, where you can link your Spotify account.
How much is that Patreon?
It's only $3 fucking motherfucking dollars.
And there's some quality stuff on there.
So many additional things. We have banter between me and Jeremy, additional content on episodes, interviews with the hosts of the shows that we steal. So much. So much there.
For the price of a cup of coffee.
In this economy?
Is that what they say?
And
For the price of a bottle of water.
Yeah,
$3.
to keep your family alive or flush your toilets. But anyway, yes, $3 a month. A whole unlocks countless additional episodes. We can definitely count them. It's like maybe 40 something, I think. Jeremy, I think that's it.
I think that's it, buddy.
All right, Jeremy, I love you.
I love you too.
Bye. Toilets and bathrooms and the history and shenanigans that lie within that specific topic. I enjoyed myself.
Very informative.
Indeed. Where is Hunter? After we barged into the bathroom and took over his podcast in our studio, I don't know where he went after that. Oh, he's right here.
Oh, hey.
You guys caught me. I was listening the whole time.
Well, okay.
What'd you think? How did we do?
Oh, I think you guys did great. I always listen to with my ear up to the bathroom door anytime I think someone might be on the other side.
I'm never coming to your house. Never. I'm not doing it. That's horrifying.
Might give this guy his podcast back.
Okay, well, your podcast is in there. We'll just let you kind of clean up and take it.
It's a little messy.
Yeah, that happens frequently anytime I record.
It's pubes all over the place.
So many.
How does so many accumulate in a bathroom like that?
So ginger.
Well, sweet. Wow, they really left it in here. I'm gonna, I guess, close out the show. I had a whole thing, but I got absolutely bamboozled here. So I want to just thank you all for listening. As always, you can follow us online at Privycast. We're on all those social media things. Check us out. I don't really know what this one's gonna be, but yeah, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Privycast@gmail.com. For all those comments, questions, concerns. If you got pictures, dare I say, send them our way. You can follow Randy Bowles at Randy Bowles. And now this brings us to the end of another episode of Privy. Thank you so much for listening. And now, as always, don't forget to flush.
Mike, I gotta use the sink again. Get out of my way, Hunter.
God damn it.